On the form, it says that Kit is filing the tax form as single and no one can claim this as a dependent. So for the filing status, we would click single, and then we would also click for exemptions yourself. Oh, never mind. Okay, and you would just have one. Okay. I would also move down to the add numbers on the lines above. For his earnings, he had $83,715 in wages and had $14,900 deducted from his wages for federal income tax. So in 7, where it says wages, salary, tips, etc., that's where you would put the $83,715. Okay. And then we would save the $14,900 for later on in the form. For income sources, he has a state income tax refund of $200 from the previous year. We would look for taxable refunds, which would be in 10, and that's where we would put the $200. Next, ordinary dividends from the Nike stock was 15. That would then go in ordinary dividends for 9A. And then gain on sale of ExxonMobil stock for 150. That would go down for capital gain as number 13. Okay. And then we had a business income totaling of 1,200, and that would then go to line 12 where it says business income or loss. And then we would have an interest earned from CDs and savings account totaling $5. So we would look for taxable interest, which is 8A, and that would be 5. We're going to move down then to 22 and add all those numbers together, and should get a total of 85,285. Moving on to adjusted gross income, we have an early CD withdrawal penalty of $40. So we would look for 30, it would be penalty or early withdrawal savings, and we would put that 40 there. Then we have spent $400 on classroom supplies, which would be under educator expenses. Put the 400. And we have paid student loan interest in the amount of $900. So we would look for student loan interest deduction, which would be 900. And then deposited $3,000 into an eligible IRA. We would look for 32, which is IRA deduction. And we had tuition payments on your master's degree of $700. And we would search for tuition and fees, which is 34, and type that number in. And then last, we have moving expenses of $100, and we would look for line 26 where it says moving expenses. And then on 36, we are going to add all those numbers up from 23 to 35, and that should reach a total of 5,140. And then with the subtraction of the 85,285 minus the 5,140 should equal 80,000 145. We're going to move that number down onto 38. Okay. And then for the itemized deductions, we are going as single. So we would look down here at the standard deduction for and find the single or married filing separately, and that's $6,300. And then subtracting lines 40 from 38, that should get you 73,845. Then with the 38, we should be multiplying it by, never mind. It is not, line 38 is not 155,650 or less, so we would just put in the $4,050. For the taxable income of 43, we're subtracting lines 42 from 41, and that should equal 69,795. And from there, to get to 44, we must go to the 1040 form, which should be here. Well, it should be on the tax sheet, and you would look under taxable income and get this standard rate, which on the form should be 13,215, and that will be entered on line 44. Okay, moving down to, there's nothing in the sections of 48 through 54 that apply to us. So moving down to 55, we're adding both the add lines 48 through 54, and that should be zero. And 56, with a subtraction, it should just be the same number as you had for 44, which is the 13,215. Okay, through 57 through 62, there's nothing that applies to us, so we'll also move the 13,215 down onto 63. Okay, and then going back to the first bullet point we went over for the earned 83,715 in wages and had 14,900 deducted from his wages for federal income tax. That number, the 14,900, would apply here on 64, where the federal income tax withheld from Forms W-2 and 1099. That number, 14,900, should go here. And that is the only number we haven't put in yet. And nothing else from the section applies to us, so it should just be the 14,900 here on line 74. And then from 75, we're subtracting 63 from 74, and this should be the amount we overpaid, and that should be 1,685. Okay. And that is all we can fill out with the information given. Okay, and we're done.